Good evening and welcome. If you would like to take your seats, we have a couple of videos to play for you. So if you would like to take your seats now, thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Jessica Lobadan, and I'm the City of San Leandro's Human Services Director. Homelessness is a growing local and regional crisis. The City of San Leandro, along with our partner agencies, are actively developing and supporting initiatives to address these issues and the impact they have on residential and the business community. Every other year, cities across the country conduct a census point-in-time count of individuals experiencing homelessness. According to the 2022 point-in-time count, there are 409 individuals experiencing homelessness in San Leandro on any given night. Of these 409 individuals, 312 are unsheltered and 97 are sheltered. The City of San Leandro, along with our partners across Alameda County, partnered together on Thursday, January 25th to conduct the 2024 point-in-time count. We look forward to sharing back these results when they become available.
I'm San Leandro Mayor Juan Gonzalez, and I am here with Remy to chat a little bit about the garden that she has planted. Good morning, Remy.
Good morning there.
Tell us a little bit about the transformation of your yard over the last couple of years.
Okay, well, I started out with a bunch of weeds and I did sheet mulching, which basically is you take cardboard and you scrape the weeds off, you lay the cardboard down, and then you just start piling mulch on top of it. And that's how I first began, just to eliminate the weeds and then get the mulch in the ground. And then I started plugging plants in, and it was very barren when I first started. But as you can see, if you look at the landscaping now, everything's filled in and quadrupled, and I have more plants than I know what to do now.
It seems like part of what you wanted to do was bring some joy to this corner of San Leandro. Is that part of what your inspiration was?
Well, it's bringing joy to me also, and also it's eco-friendly. I've planted a lot of things that attract butterflies, bees, birds, and will just take off on their own. And once they're established, they don't need very much. The amount of water that you save on this kind of garden is tremendous for like someone who wants to keep a green lawn. They have to run irrigation 2 or 3 times a week. Whereas now in the wintertime, I probably will water once every couple of weeks. And in the summertime, maybe 2 or 3 times, depending on how hot it is.
I love it. So it seems like someone might look at this and say, like, wow, there must have been $5,000, $10,000 spent designing, making this happen. Talk to us about, well, first, did it take $10,000 to do this?
No, it took labor of love, basically. Like I said, I went on free sites on a regular basis, and I found the hardscaping, which is the bricks and pavers. The cardboard is free. You can get cardboard free anywhere. You can go through people's recycle bins. You can go to the back of grocery stores and get your cardboard. And mulch, tree companies will deliver 40 cubic yards of mulch for you.
So just thinking about the different steps, you can get free cardboard, you can get free mulch.
Yes.
You got some free pavers.
Free pavers.
You got some free bricks.
Free bricks.
Okay. Well, Remy, let me say that you are an inspiration to us here in San Leandro. It is a beautiful yard. It shows how you can transform dry, dead space into something that's full of life, that attracts butterflies and birds and brings energy to our community. So thank you very much for helping us beautify San Leandro.
You're welcome. Yeah, and thank you for having me and appreciating this beautiful yard, because I sure do appreciate it.
San Leandro, you can do it too.
Hi everyone, it's Michaela. I'm here with Fran Robustelli, San Leandro's city manager. She has some exciting news to share about community grants. Fran?
Thanks, Michaela. The city of San Leandro is committed to supporting local nonprofits that positively impact our community. We're thrilled to announce that we're offering many grants of up to $5,000 to help fund projects that enrich the quality of life by serving at-risk populations or supporting our San Leandro community in other meaningful ways. If you're interested in applying, head to sanleandro.org/city manager grants for more information. We can't wait to see the fantastic projects that our community will bring forward.
Thank you so much, Fran. San Leandro, I'm here at the main library for the downtown San Leandro Farmers Market. The Farmers Market will run every single week on Wednesdays from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. between April and October. There's going to be fresh produce, live music, and a bunch of food vendors for you to enjoy. So come check it out.
I'm a third-generation New York police officer. My father and grandfather were police officers, and as long as I can remember, I've wanted to follow in their footsteps. I started my law enforcement career with the New York City Police Department in 2006. I worked for the NYPD for several years and had a great experience, but I wanted more. The department had over 35,000 officers, and I didn't want to just be another number. I wanted my service to have a direct impact in the community. My career journey brought me west and ultimately to the San Leandro Police Department. At SLPD, I'm not just another number. The work I do has a direct effect on the community and the people I serve. At SLPD, I've had the opportunity to work patrol, evidence collection, SWAT, investigations, peer support, employee wellness, professional standards, and I've promoted into a leadership position where I can influence positive changes in my department and community. If you want a challenging and rewarding career in law enforcement, join us at the San Leandro Police Department. Visit whereareblue.org to get started.
A thriving community is building bridges, not separation.
San Leandro values diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Hi, in San Leandro, we build community by smiling, by greeting each other, by conversing kindly, and of course by attending community events.
Come to San Leandro Night at Chase Center and experience community.
Touch the link below, go Warriors!
Hi everyone, it's Michaela. I'm here with San Leandro News with the San Jose Sharks fan. What's your name?
Nicolette.
Hi Nicolette, and are you excited for tonight's game?
Woohoo! I'm so excited. Tonight's going to be fantastic because it's San Leandro night. It's my first Sharks game. I rode Capitol Corridor to get here. The atmosphere at the game is electrifying. I can't wait.
Thanks Nicolette, we're really looking forward to it. And if you want to be a part of this great experience, then purchase your tickets now for San Leandro night.
Hi, San Leandro. We're out here at the corner of Thornton and Alvarado. For decades, this dip has caused cars to stop in the middle of the intersection for fear of bottoming out. Your public works team has done a great job of repairing, resurfacing, leveling it slightly so that it's still slowing down traffic, but not causing cars to bottom out. Thank you for your support. Follow us on social media to learn about more changes that are happening in our city. to make it brighter and better.
San Leandro Police Emergency. Hi, we need police assistance right away. We have officers that are on their way there right now, okay?
Okay, are you guys family? Okay, all right. All right, we have medical coming for everything. You're gonna hear. Because this talking doesn't mean to start, okay? Probably just.
The City of San Leandro and Mercy Retirement and Care Center have a long-standing partnership to support the food access needs of seniors in San Leandro. Through this partnership, we distribute over 200 bags of groceries on each distribution day at the San Leandro Senior Community Center. Much of the food is donated by the Alameda County Food Bank and USDA. The program leverages staff from Mercy Retirement Care Center and the City of San Leandro. This is an important program for our seniors that relies on the help of our valued volunteers. The day starts at 8 a.m. with assistance needed to help bring bulk products from the loading zone onto carts and inside the facility. During this time, staff and volunteers organize and stage products for assembly. Once bags are unloaded from the truck and bagged during assembly, they are ready to be given out to our seniors. During this time, our volunteers help manage the line, they help register people, and distribute the bags of groceries. We invite you to be part of this great team. Please contact us at the number below to learn more about how you can get involved. We are in dire need of volunteers to sustain this important program.
Hello, San Leandro. I'm at the San Leandro Public Library where the excitement is just beginning with this year's community read. This year's book is West with Giraffes, an inspiring story based on the true journey of giraffes to the San Diego Zoo in 1938. And the library is offering 100 free copies. This year, we're diving into West with Giraffes with fun events like trivia night, a movie night screening of We Bought a Zoo, and a special meetup with the book's author, Linda Rutledge. Plus, joining any event could win you a group pass to the open zoo. It's a perfect blend of adventure, learning, and community connection. So join us for a spring filled with adventure, learning, and community spirit. Learn more at sanleandro.org/communityread.
Hello, everybody. Hello, I hope can everybody hear me? Hello, everybody. I'm Emily Grego. I'm President and CEO of the San Leandro Chamber of Commerce. We want to thank everybody for being here this evening, and we want to welcome you to the 2024 State of the City. I'm going to invite up to the stage Kristen Anderson. She is a San Leandro Chamber board member. She has been serving for 4 years on our board of directors, and for 2 of those years, she served as the board chair. She is CEO of Eric F. Anderson, a longstanding business here in San Leandro. They are construction contractors. So please welcome Kristen Anderson.
All right. Thank you, Emily. Welcome everyone to the 2024 State of the City Address. I'm Kristen Anderson. As Emily mentioned, I am a past chair of the Board of Directors for the Chamber of Commerce, and I am CEO and owner of EFA, Erica Fanderson Incorporated. We've been here in San Leandro for 37 years. It is wonderful to see everybody here tonight. I see a lot of familiar faces and I see a lot of new ones too. This is a really important event for us each year to hear directly from our mayor on the state of this great city. We have people from all areas of the community and region here joining us tonight. So I'm going to get started with recognizing our local constituents. California State Congressional District 12 Congressional Aide, Joseph Hansen. California State Assembly Member, 20th District, Liz Ortega. Alameda County Supervisor, District 3, Lena Tam. City of San Leandro City Council members. Vice Mayor, I'm going to say, Vice Mayor, Council Member, District 4, Fred Simon. Council Member, District 1, Spade Viveros Walton. Yay. Council Member District 2, Brian Azevedo. Council Member District 3, Victor Aguiar. Council Member District 5, Sue Bowen. Yay. And Council Member District 6, Pete Ballou. Say hi, Pete. We also have East Bay Mud Board of Directors, Ward 7, April Chan. San Francisco Bay Area Rapid Transit District Board of Directors, District 4, Dr. Robert Rayburn. AC Transit Board of Directors, Ward 4, Murphy McCallie. Mayor Emeritus and Oro Lomo Sanitary District Board Member, Sheila Young. Sheila here? Okay. Chabot Las Positas Community College Board of Trustees, Linda Granger and Maria Herida, sorry. And San Leandro Board of Trustees President, Evelyn Gonzalez. All right, so events like this and others are possible with the support of the Chamber of Commerce members and I would like to now recognize our sponsors for this evening. Our platinum sponsors are Waste Management, Kaiser Permanente, and the Port of Oakland. Our gold sponsors are Alameda County Industries, Davis Street Community Center, and Ghirardelli Chocolate. Our silver sponsors are Erica Fanderson and Alco Iron. And our bronze sponsors are State Farm Jerry Garcia, Maximus Real Estate Partners, Alameda Health System, San Leandro Hospital, AC Transit, and FH Daily Chevrolet. Let's give them all a big round of applause for their support and investment. All right. Oh, there's them. Okay. Tonight we're going to hear from one of our platinum sponsors. Let me introduce Jessica Jones from Waste Management, Area General Manager. Jessica oversees landfill, recycling, and organics operations for Waste Management in Northern California and Nevada. She also lives in the East Bay with her husband, 2 teenage daughters, and a 25-year-old Siamese cat. So let's welcome Jessica to the stage.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for allowing us to speak. For me, also to speak on behalf of WM. I adopted the cat when she was 21 from the shelter, so I figured low commitment animal, and she's going to prove me wrong. We're not sure how long this is going to go on, but anyways, I already introduced me, Jessica Jones, General Manager for this area for Northern California and Nevada. I oversee a lot of our post collections operations, including our facility at Davis Street, and I started my career with WM a little over 20 years ago, started in the waste industry as an engineer. And my first facility was Davis Street, helping build the education center that Stop Waste manages today. And we put so many children through that facility, and really, and I met OJ back then, who's been at the facility for a very long time and a really good mentor to me. And it's just been a really fascinating career being in the trash industry or the garbage industry. But I wanted to make it clear that Davis Street is really a leader, and we're so fortunate to be located in this community. I always referred to it as the Disneyland of trash, and I'm not the only one in my company that refers to it as that. We do everything there. We're state of the art. We've always been state of the art there. I'm only going to speak for 3 minutes, I promise, but every 3 minutes during the day, we move through 46,000 pounds of trash just through the transfer station to get it to the disposal facility out in Livermore. But we do so much more than that. We've always been a sustainability leader there. We've been recycling for decades. Before, it was really a big part of a lot of our industry. We have a construction materials recycling facility there that's been there for, I think, over 20 years now. We have what we call an organics materials recovery facility, where we actually pull out from the trash. We pull out recycling that has been discarded, and we also pull out organics, and then we compost them in an indoor facility at that location, which is also state of the art. And we're starting a new facility there we call it the MRF of the Future, which is a recycling facility for residential recycling and also for commercial recycling. And it's really going to capture everything of value, which is what makes it, why we call it a MRF of the Future. We're not going to miss anything, or that's the goal with our site management. So really making sure that we get all the value we can out of the waste stream. And we have also other sustainability things at our facility too. We have really large solar installation. We run all of our trucks on, or 99.9% of our trucks on compressed natural gas, which is really a low carbon fuel and low emissions. We have, we're converting our fleet there on the site to electric, and some of our trucks on the road also are electric now, are support vehicles. And we also lead the industry in converting landfill gas to fuel, to either electricity or to natural gas that we can run in trucks. A couple other things, I won't hit on too many, but part of our community partnership is the people at our facilities. We have 210 currently highly paid union jobs for employees at our facility in San Leandro. We have people that live in the community here, those employees, and also our management team. And I'd mentioned before that we also have the education center that actually was one of my first projects as an engineer for the company 20 years ago. I think I already mentioned that. Anyways, it's a great way to get kids in Alameda County out to see really where their garbage goes. It's really important for kids to understand every decision that they make about trash, what's going to happen to it. And there's nonstop education. So that being a partner with the community in Alameda County with that facility too is really important to us. So thank you for the time to present. And the whole team is here from Davis Street if you have questions. And again, we really, really value our partnership with San Leandro. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. I actually had the pleasure of touring the facility when my kid was going through on one of the educational tours, and it was very eye-opening. So I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. I just want to thank you again to our sponsors and to the everyone here at tonight's event. Really, coming from the chamber and coming as a business owner, the diversity and innovation and the strength of the businesses here in San Leandro really make up the fabric of this great city. So I think it's really important that we recognize how much the businesses help make this a thriving and authentic city. And I'm proud to be up here. But now I have the utmost pleasure and honor to introduce our mayor, Juan Gonzalez. Our mayor has lived in San Leandro for over 30 years with his wife, Evelyn, raising 4 children through the San Leandro Public Schools. Juan believes we are all lifelong learners. In addition to being actively involved with the San Leandro schools, he holds a bachelor's, a BA, and a PhD in economics. He's also educated others through his being a lecturer at UC Berkeley. Prior to being mayor, he was a principal at KPMG in risk compliance and forensics. His community service is demonstrated by his decades of volunteering with nonprofit organizations, including April Showers, San Leandro Improvement Association, St. Leandro's Parish, Friends of San Leandro Creek and Butterfly Gardens, Youth Advisory Commission, the San Leandro Educational Foundation, Big Brother, Big Sisters East Bay, San Leandro High School, the PTA, the city's budget task force, just to name a few. As mayor, he is working with the East Bay Community Energy Commission, Alameda County Transportation Commission, and Alameda Fire Advisory Commission. Members of the San Leandro community, please welcome your mayor, Juan Gonzalez.
Good evening, San Leandro. Are you ready to have some fun? Okay, because I'm going to hold you to that. You watch. You know, first and foremost, thank you for joining. And I'm quite serious about that. Thank you for joining. Because after last year's far-ranging steeplechase of a speech, I didn't know if people would be back for the marathon. So all kidding aside, thank you, distinguished guests, community leaders, local entrepreneurs, and residents for gathering to help us celebrate our successes, embrace our challenges as we forge a path towards a brighter, more vibrant, and sustainable future. But I like simple statements, simple questions. Are we making progress? Allow me to share two numbers with you, and I'll let you judge before jumping to the year in the review. So last year, I spoke about the team's hard work as we celebrated that the city was awarded $8.3 million in grants. And I remember very clearly everyone going, yay! So let me kind of hear you recreate that moment. Yay! Yay! Perfect. And that was a good thing. But I got to tell you, so if that was worthy of celebration, I want to hear some real excitement. As the fruit of our last 12 months of hard work, this year's grant number is $22.9 million. Now, 2023, of course, brought triumphs and tribulations, and the year began with stormy weather that collapsed canal walls, crushed a bridge connecting two neighborhoods, washed away portions of hillsides, flooded roads, toppled trees, and you can add your own stories to that. However, the torrential tribulations offered the city an opportunity to triumph. And the city activated its Emergency Operations Center, a room full of computers and notepads and sticky whiteboards and markers and people trying to make information flow smoothly. And the timely test taught us that maybe we weren't exactly ready. We were pretty good, but we had lessons to learn. And so we've made updates in preparation for next time. But perhaps most beautifully, in response to the storms, neighbors checked in on neighbors and supported one another. And in just one of many examples, neighbors came together to clear debris at the Mulford Gardens Park. And what I love about this example is these are all volunteers. And of the two guys on the left, one of them was literally walking down the street saying, hey, what are you guys doing? And we're cleaning, we're picking up debris. And I said, can I help? Come on in and join. Neighbors caring for neighbors. As promised in the last State of the City, 2023 saw the return of the Cherry Festival. Yay! But in fact, there were many, many, many city and community events, including comedy in the plaza, the artisan markets, the farmers markets, music in the marina, community cleanups, tree plantings, ethnic festivals, school festivals, classic car show, volunteer fair, job fair, senior resource fairs. We had garden tours, we had beer gardens, we had restaurant week, just to name a few. These and many other events brand our city as a vibrant community. One of the final 2023 events was the It's a Wonderful Night celebration. And when I say that these events brand our city, I literally mean that they brand our city. One resident posted on Facebook, "Tonight was like a Hallmark movie. My beautiful city, San Leandro, had the greatest tree lighting. Watching families walk around enjoying festivities brought wonderful memories of my childhood when we arrived here from Mexico 63 years ago. My city is a melting pot. Come and experience it for yourself." And that's exactly what we want. We want to maintain an environment where community members not only celebrate, but they invite other people to our city to celebrate, and that they say, "Come and experience it for yourself." So tonight we're going to cover two basic topics. First, a quick progress report on how we're doing against our priorities that we set as a council in 2023, and then talk about the next steps in our journey as we broaden our vision and embrace the challenges we face. So I do want to start, though, by praising my council, because we focused. It was a list of over 100 items of interest, and we pared it down to 3 things that we wanted the city manager to focus her energy and the team's energy on. It was public safety, housing and homelessness, and infrastructure. And last year I explained that we would talk about these things. We would address progress by looking at people, process, technology, and the culture around the delivery against those goals. So, true to form, let's start with public safety and, of course, people first. Our residents and our businesses rightfully expect that San Leandro is safe. They unequivocally tell us over and over and over that public safety serves as the bedrock upon which we build a thriving and sustainable community. So how are we measuring up? With respect to people, it's really easy to forget. We tend to have short memories. 4 years ago, America experienced a racial reckoning after the murder of George Floyd. Across the country, Mr. Floyd's murder generated a wave of anti-police sentiment and officers leaving the ranks of law enforcement. At the same time, San Leandro experienced an officer-involved shooting that resulted in additional retention and recruiting challenges in our city. So in response, we as a city council said, public safety is a top priority. In turn, City Manager Robustelli provided unequivocal guidance, focus on people. Recruit, recruit, recruit. At her direction, the city created a cross-departmental team to support the recruitment efforts that included police department, human resources, and the city manager's office. She was all engaged with her assistant city manager, Janelle Cameron. We significantly increased digital media recruitment efforts and even expanded resources for background check processes, increased field training officers so that when people came in, they could ramp up to speed more quickly. As a result of clear vision and operational commitments, we more than doubled the number of applications last year. People wanting to come to San Leandro, California. We also saw that it's not just applications, but we saw results on the bottom line. We saw a 10% net increase. So after retirements, after departures, laterals to other agencies outbound, we added enough officers so that we had a net increase of 10%, i.e. 6 officers, taking us now to a sworn staff of 66. And I got to tell you, 2024 numbers are looking really exciting.
but I'm not going to spoil next year's surprise. Equally important is the growth of the professional staff, the non-sworn staff, as they play a crucial role in police operations. Among these ranks, we have now reached 85% of the budgeted capacity. So we are making really good progress. The net result of this, clap it up. Clap it up. And the net result of this is, guess what? That means more people, you can deliver more customer service. So we've increased by 33% the accessibility at that police front counter. I can tell you factually, because I take a number of phone calls walking around the City Hall complex. I can tell you that folks would come up to that door at 3:30 after picking up kids from school and were endlessly frustrated that they could not enter. So I am glad to see that we're able to make changes that specifically address the needs of residents. Let's talk a little bit about process, because as a city, we embrace the truth that delivering public safety involves a number of distinct but related processes that interplay harmoniously. And while enforcement and investigation are critical processes, so are community education and engagement, crime prevention, policy and ordinance updates, and ongoing exploration and experimentation with new ideas and approaches. And during 23, we significantly expanded community engagement and education efforts through the use of social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Nextdoor, as well as digital media platforms like YouTube. We worked effectively with local media, including KCBS, Univision, Cron 4, and KQED, to share information with residents and regional viewers about various topics, including crime prevention tips and efforts being undertaken locally to address regional safety challenges. So I want to skip forward a little bit here. Finally, in 2023, we expanded our successful Downtown Ambassador program by 33% and approved a pilot for the Greenhouse Marketplace. Now, this was a recommendation of the Budget Task Force, and it is awesome to see it blossoming in San Leandro. Among other things, this program enables individuals without firearms to encourage community members to engage in community-friendly behavior. A resident recently told me, "I like to hang out and read at Pete's downtown on occasions in the afternoon. And of course, this exposes me to some of our more colorful residents. I encountered one recently who was rather upset about something and brought it into the store and transferred it onto the staff. One of your ambassadors came in, talked him down, got him outside, and on his way, all without touching him. This is what we're trying to achieve. Let's talk a little bit about our license plate readers and the use of technology. Last year, you heard us commit to the increased use of technology as a cost-effective measure, a cost-effective force multiplier, and we have delivered on that commitment. To date, so starting in about February or March of 2023, through just last week, we have installed more than 50 license plate reader cameras. We've approved additional mobile license plate readers in patrol cars, and we've updated policies to better reflect community members' interests. Not surprisingly, and this is what's so amazing, that there's even debate on this topic, not surprisingly, the license plate readers have specifically supported the identification and arrest of suspects wanted for murder, attempted murder, carjacking, and other undesirable behaviors. Because of the cameras, we are catching people that should be caught and preventing those people from committing additional serious crimes. Do you like that?
We also know that stolen cars tend to be used in conducting other criminal activity. And license plate readers' hits for stolen cars enable us to respond to the location of the vehicle and either stop the vehicle, arrest individuals for stealing cars, or at least move them along. This is particularly important because we do not want to see retail theft perpetrated by folks in stolen vehicles. This is a tool that helps us prevent crime. But I've got to tell you, when we talk about culture, culture starts with the tone at the top. And that goes to who is the leader, who's the person that's sitting in that seat. It's important to acknowledge that San Leandro has had to endure some difficult circumstances with the identification of a challenge, the investigation, and the eventual departure of our previous police chief. I want to thank Chief Hart for coming out of retirement and stepping into the interim role under very difficult circumstances, and for making meaningful progress while he was interim. Second, I want to thank City Manager Robustelli. Where are you, Fran? There you are, way in the back. We're going to have to fix that. You know, her dedication and hard work during this very difficult process, her professionalism, her dedication, doing the right thing the right way, I gotta say thanks for that, because it wasn't easy. So thank you. Now, when speaking about, thank you, clap it up. I mean, it's when people do hard stuff, you should really appreciate it. Now, when speaking about culture, we're going to talk about the leader now. A pivotal step forward in our journey is the appointment of Angela Everett as our interim police chief. Her extensive experience, where are you, Angela? Are you coming on out? While I talk about you in front of your back? There you are. Okay, come stand next to me so I can give you the mic and put you on the spot. So here we go. Her extensive experience and innovative approach to law enforcement are invaluable assets to our city. Her focus on people will be instrumental, not only in recruiting, in job satisfaction, and in culture, but also in community engagement, education, and communication. And that's exactly why I couldn't pass up the opportunity to give her the mic tonight.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I just want to say thank you so much. I am so humbled and so grateful for this incredible opportunity to serve the city of San Leandro. If you can indulge me for a minute so I can bore you with my background. So I started my career as a police records clerk, and I made the mistake of going on a ride along, and I decided, okay, this is where my future lies. I worked at the Hayward Police Department, excuse me, at that time. I then went to the Alameda County Sheriff's Office as a deputy, went back to Hayward as a police officer, where I spent most of my career. And then I went to the BART Police Department, where I was promoted to the rank of deputy chief. And in 2022, I left BART to go to the Los Altos Police Department as the chief of police. So I literally worked my way up through every single rank to get to where I am today. And as you can imagine, I've seen a lot of things during my career. I've experienced many challenging times. And as the mayor mentioned, in 2020, that was a very difficult year for law enforcement. It was a year of reckoning for us. It forced us to take a deep dive, look into our culture, into our practices, our policies, our procedures. And we realized that we were not changing and adapting to the times quick enough. And that's what got us in that situation. From that time until now, I think we've accepted the fact that we needed to make changes. And my commitment to the community is that change is coming. I work very closely with an organization called The Curve. It's a group of policing leaders from across the country working with Simon Sinek to change the culture of policing one by one. It's very important that we change the culture of policing. Of course, I support the brave women and men that serve our community. They serve the community selflessly and without praise every single day. They put their lives on the line. But that doesn't mean that we can't hold ourselves accountable and be transparent in the process. That is my commitment and my promise to the community, that we will always, always strive for excellence. I don't expect perfection, but I expect excellence. Excellence in everything we do and everything we say, how we treat people. It always starts from a place of respect. And so I thank you so much for this opportunity to stand before you, and humbly thank you for this opportunity. And if I can just leave one last thing, while I was standing backstage, I almost screamed because there was a ginormous spider. So thank you, I'm still alive. I'm glad to be here, thank you.
I wish I could say that everything was perfect and rosy and that things are nothing but paradise. I think we still do have significant progress to make on the public safety front. As an example, we had a visitor to our city this year, an elderly woman in particular, who was run over by a bicycle in broad daylight. If we believe in Vision Zero, that should not be happening in our city. We've not, I'm waiting, do it. We've not yet successfully addressed the dirt bike stunt riders or other motorists who are driving on the wrong side of the road, driving recklessly, endangering people in San Leandro. And that is not acceptable either. Finally, because I could have a long list, but I'm going to focus on 3 things. During 2023, our advocacy in Sacramento failed to deliver automated speed enforcement as a technology tool for improving enforcement and safety in San Leandro. We will go back to Sacramento, we will keep pushing, and we will make our roads safer. So in conclusion, as I look forward, I do remain excited and optimistic because of your increased involvement. It's your involvement and willingness to engage that makes community policing real. It's the unbridled dedication of our police department team to keep San Leandro safe in conjunction with you. Together, we are making a difference on the public safety front. Let's talk about housing and homelessness. Because while we often speak of public safety in the context of crime and crime prevention, for some in our community, safety is much more about the basics. Protection from the elements, from rain and wind, cold, extreme heat. Sometimes from others in the community that would prey on them in their vulnerable state. So it's fitting that we should talk about homelessness next. The city of San Leandro actively fosters partnerships and supports efforts that directly address this pressing issue. Our approach is multifaceted and multi-temporal, responding not only to the immediate needs, but also endeavoring to address long-term challenges. Because in the end, we want a sustainable solution. So let's start with people. This year, we expanded our commitment to human services by hiring Director Jessica Lobadan. She and her team consistently demonstrate unwavering commitment to addressing the challenge facing our homeless population instead of
simply moving them along. Our processes are becoming more robust as well. For example, when we were delayed in opening our warming shelter in early 2023, we practiced, we adjusted, we pivoted, so that when winter of 2023 came, we opened on time, working with faith-based organizations and other nonprofits. The shelter not only provides a warm place to stay, but also meals and other vital resources. And while many individuals use this space, I can attest that we are blessed to have extra space still available. So we need to find a way to make better use of that asset. Our commitment is not simply lip service. On a cold, dark, rainy winter night, when a communication breakdown prevented the shelter from opening on a weekend, Director Labadan, City Manager Robustelli worked diligently that weekend evening to ensure that substitute shelter was made available and that those waiting in the cold were provided transportation to that other location. That's kindness. And you should clap now. Oh, that's a begrudging clap. When people do good, that's when we celebrate. And that was doing good, right? When people do the good stuff, we need to celebrate them. While various county and city services are available to our most vulnerable, the city hasn't always communicated clearly about the services that are available. As a 2023 process improvement, we developed the Homelessness Resource Guide with answers to questions commonly asked by residents, like, what is the city doing about homelessness? How can I refer to someone for support? Perhaps our greatest achievement with respect to housing and homelessness in 2023 stems from the work delivered by the Community Development Department. Through their hard work, we have delivered multiple milestones. Number one, we started 2023 by being, I think, the 4th city in the entire 9-county Bay Area to have our housing element approved by the state of California. There are still cities today that don't have an approved housing element, and we were number 4. That's out of, like, I don't know, 100 cities, 200 cities, Tom can tell us. We also achieved ABAG priority site designation for both locations in downtown and in Bayfair. And that designation opens up access and gives you priority points when it comes to applications or funding to promote housing in our city. So talk about building process, being focused on getting the dominoes in a row to make a big impact. But I got to tell you, here's the big one. Because there are many 2023 success stories that I could highlight. But undoubtedly, the crown jewel of 2023 is the Navigation Center funding. And while the story has many twists and turns, I'm going to focus on the role of 2 individuals. First, I want to thank Assemblymember Liz Ortega for her steadfast support during this tumultuous journey. Assemblymember Ortega, and who's the rep today? We thank you. You have made a huge impact, not only in securing $2.5 million, but in advocating for our home key application. I also want to recognize Tom Liao and his team. Now, for those of you that don't know Tom, he is a humble guy that shies away from the limelight. Unfortunately for Tom, I've got the mic. So let me ask you, What could be more painfully clear than being told your navigation center project is not fundable? That's not a speed bump. That's a dead end. And it's that personal resilience, the perseverance, the dedication that literally paved a road right through that dead end. Despite facing seemingly insurmountable challenges, Tom elastically bounced back and, using his ever calm inside voice, said to himself, "We will get this done." Well, $9.3 million later, I've got to say, Tom, you got it done. I do look forward to the ribbon cutting later this year. And so finally, I want to pause for a moment to listen and appreciate some. This is not a complete list. There's only so much room on the slide, and we have to have them be legible. To appreciate some of our community partners who help the city serve the needs of our most vulnerable. Please know that we are grateful for all that you do. As for culture, I'd like to highlight 3 elements. First is our commitment as a city to promoting a good neighbor culture. For example, while we support and encourage neighborhood celebrations, we also want neighbors to be kind to each other and to consider the impact of their festivities on their neighbor. Find genuine compromise with your neighbors. Be a good neighbor. Similarly, while we practice compassion in serving the needs of those without permanent housing, we expect those individuals to also be respectful of their surroundings. So, for example, when we have someone living in an RV on city streets, that RV, the occupants should not tarp off the city sidewalk to create a private patio for themselves at the expense of the neighbors. This common sense approach to being good neighbors will unify us and define us as a community where kindness genuinely matters. Next, we are culturally a pro-housing city. Our 2023 housing element pledged to achieve the state's pro-housing designation, which, when achieved, will provide special access to pro-housing grants and additional points on our funding applications for HCD-administered grant programs. And finally, we are culturally committed to advocacy on behalf of our most vulnerable, whether it's traveling to Washington, D.C. to meet with the Biden administration as part of the U.S. Conference of Mayors delegation next week to talk about homelessness funding, or meeting with members of the governor's team to discuss how Prop 1 should be modified to better meet the needs of residents. Know that your team is out there ardently advocating, and it's making a difference. However, despite our efforts to date, I will always give you some bad news with the good news. There are still approximately 400 sheltered and unsheltered homeless individuals within San Leandro. Furthermore, residents continue to express concern with our inability to help those that are clearly experiencing mental health challenges and substance abuse disorders. On the housing side, we've been pretty good at building housing at the low end and the upper end, but we have not been so good in that missing middle. So for the most typical family, we're not building housing stock there. And so we need to be continuously proactive. Luckily, you understand, our residents understand, that housing and homelessness challenges are complex. Based on our focused actions, progress is being made, albeit slowly, both in San Leandro and across the state of California. We remain steadfast in advocating for our city, our region, and our state, and we will not stop advocating until the needs of the most vulnerable have been met. We may be tempted to think of infrastructure simply as roads and bridges, but it also includes trees and parks, pedestrian and bicycle pathways, building and storage facilities, and even technology, servers, software, routers. But as usual, let's start with people. 2023 brought the retirement of Public Works Director Debbie Pollard and the promotion of Sheila Marquises into the role. As part of her promotion, Director Marquises combined her engineering and transportation department with Public Works, bringing forth a simple but powerful idea. Designers, builders, and maintainers should work together seamlessly to deliver projects that are not only beautiful, functional, and impactful, but also safe and easy to maintain in practice, not just in theory. As part of that reorganization, we also reallocated some team members to expand the size of our Parks and Recreation Department. And thank you to San Leandro Vicente Zuniga for taking on that role as the new department director. And while organizational changes have yielded process improvements, I want to highlight a major process improvement undertaken by the Community Development Department. Ever since the last millennium, pulling a permit in San Leandro involved trudging down to City Hall with drawings and other documentation in hand. Hopefully you didn't forget a relevant document back at home, at the office, or on the job site. So that means going back so that you can bring it back to City Hall. So now we have some exciting news. In theory, oh, there we go. We've got a beautiful video that's about to play.
I am Michael Jeffrey, Chief Building Official for the City of San Leandro. I want to update you on our exciting improvements to enhance the permitting process. We now accept digital submittals, where from the comfort of your own home or office, you can apply for permits, upload your plans, and pay your fees. Go to the city website to learn more about the services we offer. You may also contact permit staff at permitsbyemail@sanleandro.org. You can also make an appointment or walk in. Appointments will be given preference though. The planning, housing, and engineering departments are also available at the permit counter. So before you could build this, remodel that, or replace this, you have to go through here. Thank you.
Well, I could also speak about some activities like work on the Parks Master Plan, completion of the Facilities Condition Assessment Plan, progress on the ERP replacement, upgrade to servers and network switches. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on the visible deliverables because they serve as metrics of progress. And so let's start on streets. Whether we start by thanking Caltrans for their wonderful collaboration on East 14th or Davis Street, or celebrate the resurfacing of streets and neighborhoods across the city, we know one thing, and that's that by focusing on repairs, we're making progress against a clearly stated goal that's measurable and that was laid out by your city council. You should be proud of that. My favorite anecdote is Alvarado at Thornton. Alvarado at Thornton is a dip known by many San Leandrons, and it's been there at least for 30 years, many cars have bottomed out, driving 5 miles an hour. I'm not quite sure how it was street legal, meaning the street itself. But more seriously, I want to focus on data because anecdotes are easy to come up with. In 2022, we paved 7.6 miles, lane miles to be clear. In 2023, we paved 27.5 lane miles, a 262% increase. That's what you get from focus. Let's talk a little bit about pickleball. Is the pickleball crowd here? San Leandro residents rallied at City Hall and politely asked for pickleball courts in our city. And in September of 23, we all gathered at Washington Manor Park to celebrate the grand opening of the brand new pickleball courts. They gathered, they played, they smiled. That's what you get from focus. I want to also talk about our senior center. The number of complaints that I got about the senior center with respect to how cold it was in the winters and how hot it was in the summers. And according to some people, the central HVAC system has never worked properly. Others say it's just a recent thing. Either way, it doesn't matter because we were working under circumstances where we had localized heating and cooling units due to the insufficiency of the central HVAC. But good news has literally arrived. The new HVAC system will enable us to use the senior center comfortably even during the hottest days of summer or the coldest days of winter. San Leandro citizens, in particular our seniors, they united, they asked, and they received. And that's what you get from focus. Let's talk about trees. This past year, we also planted 1,000 trees. As part of the program, volunteers from the community learned how to plant and mulch. Not only did the tree plantings yield environmental benefits, but they also generated smiles, laughter, community connectivity. 1,000 trees, that's what you get from focus. But what I'd like to highlight is the experience of just one community member from just one of the tree plantings.
Today we're planting trees, as you can see. I heard that we're planting about 70 trees for this school, and I'm really excited.
Come back in 20 years and look at this tree. What do you think you're going to feel?
Proud, yeah.
That is literally the definition of pride in the community. We need more of that, uplifting of good actions. And that's why I was on you when we were praising something good, because every time something good happens, we need to lift it up. It is so easy, and oftentimes the media highlights the negative. We as community need to lift up the positive. But in addition to the plantings, we also did more tree work. We completed our inventory, and we've got a database of every single public tree, and that database is publicly accessible. And it provides information on the tree type, the location. And guess what? Now that we've got an inventory, we have the ability to manage tree maintenance more effectively. That means your tax dollars are going to be used better. You should be happy. Clap. Okay, but we are sometimes falling short, right? Because we've made wonderful strides. But we definitely recognize that not everything is perfect here in paradise. For roads in particular, our average pavement condition index still rests in the at-risk category, meaning there's a lot of work to be done. Community cleanup projects and beautification projects could still benefit from a citywide volunteer coordinator to help coordinate, because there's a lot of people that want to help. And the pace of projects like the Family Aquatic Center, the MacArthur Traffic Circle, and the Neptune Drive flood control work have proceeded oh so slowly. But because we know that a number of these project delays are related to funding or project requirements controlled by other agencies, we remain diligent in broadening our funding base and in pivoting to other projects while we wait on our partner agencies. Finally, our focus on infrastructure is yielding results. And as a council, we are grateful for the progress made and want to openly thank city staff. Nice job. Okay, so we've come to the portion of this marathon where we give lots of thanks. And while thanking inherently involves the risk of failing to include somebody or some group, that should never keep us from displaying gratitude. So let's start with the team that put this event together for tonight, including the Chamber of Commerce, our sponsors, our city staff, and especially Paul and Michaela for putting up with me. Last year, we were in the senior center, and we gave praise to the volunteers who helped clean storm drains in the city. Since that praise event, we've increased the number of community volunteers by 35%. The power of praise. I do want to thank MTC and ACTC for supporting our transportation project planning and implementation, especially call out Tess Lingell, who has been very helpful to us from ACTC in guiding us through how to think about funding applications. Union Pacific. So there are frustrations that we have with Union Pacific, but let me tell you, when we've asked them to take care of some graffiti, they've responded. When we asked for them to work with us as they were upgrading their crossings, they worked with us. And they supported the effort to put some perpendicularness to the pedestrian crossing to the railroad tracks, so that maybe people who might have headphones in don't cross with the train essentially at their back. And so now the crossing is perpendicular. So I do want to thank Union Pacific and Peggy Igbuhai for all that she has done. Thank you also to East Bay Mud. I know East Bay Mud is in the house. Thank you, board member April Chan and director Clifford Chan. I'll tell you, the residents came out and rallied against the quarry project site, and April advocated and supported the residents of San Leandro. So I got to tell you, thank you very much. That project is now terminated. Alameda County Supervisor Lena Tam and the County Public Works team. We showed you pictures of the collapse in the canal. Well, guess what? Those weren't the only leaning walls in that canal. She held community meetings. She brought the team to the library to face the wrath of community members. She didn't hide. They met with the residents. The outcome of that process was the installation of support infrastructure all the way down that canal. So thank you to Lena Tam and the team at the county. PG&E, I don't know if you're here, but I want to thank you for street repairs. You know, a lot of times you have to cut through our streets to bury some cable. And when you do that, sometimes those repairs aren't so good. But when you picked up the phone and you said, oops, and you came out and you fixed it, not once, but a separate repair a second time, a different location, and you did it within a week, I got to tell you, that's service. And I do appreciate responsiveness. I do want to thank also very quickly Dr. Rayburn from BART. I think you're here someplace. You know, you have been a very good community partner with us as we brainstorm what the future of Bayfair is. And we have come up with some crazy ideas, and you have brought us crazy ideas. And that type of collaboration and outside the box thinking will drive fundamental change in San Leandro. And so thank you for your support. So I've got two more thanks, and then we'll move on. We'll move from the thanks to the ask. You can't leave without an ask. We spend a lot of time, or I spend a lot of time at least, talking about kindness and the importance of kindness. Pauline Cutter started this tradition of the Mayor's Award for Kindness because it makes it very tangible. It makes it very real. We've given a number of these awards this year. The very, very first award this year was to a person that just wants to be identified by first name, Ms. Renee. Ms. Renee was walking down the street, minding her own business, when down the road comes a disheveled, elderly woman in a nightgown, crying. Renee walked right past her and thought, what would I want someone to do if that was my mother? And so she stopped and she turned around and talked to the woman and said, can I help you? Turns out that the lady was visiting her daughter. And she had walked just 2 blocks to the grocery store. But when she left the grocery store, she headed in the wrong direction, was completely disoriented, and without any kind of cell phone in a strange city, she had no idea what she was going to do. Renee was there for her in her act of kindness. And so we're very grateful for that type of choice. We've got Mr. Richard Houston, USPS employee, who brought a smile to work at the counter for decades. And in San Leandro, residents knew him. He got a front page spread in the San Leandro Times upon retiring from our city. People literally said, no, he can't be retiring. He's always bringing joy. So we recognized him at City Hall for his decades of kindness in our city, even though he's not a resident. I'll tell you, that man was brought to tears in appreciation for our demonstration of kindness to him. We've got people like Lynn Drogo. When she saw a need for a place for kids to go, especially kids that might be a little bit disaffected, disenfranchised, maybe some a little bit more artsy people who might get shunned in the mainstream culture. She took some of her own money and opened up a storefront and a gathering spot where youth can gather and bring their creative energies and put them to use making custom clothing. Talk about putting your money where your mouth is and making change. That's the kind of kindness that we want in this city. We've got the example of Martin Martinez and Daniel Cáceres. Martin, are you here? Martin,
I'm not going to tell you the full story of Martin, but I do want you to take advantage. Please meet Martin. He works with the San Leandro Robotics Club. And when their teacher died in an accident and they were literally rudderless, this MIT graduate in San Leandro said, I will help. Thank you, Martin. Make sure y'all find a way to support him. Okay, Fran Robustelli, where are you? Come to the front. Does everybody know Fran, our city manager? Hey, Fran. These, where are you? These are for you. Don't leave. So this is the unscripted part of the speech. Fran, it has been a joy to work with you. For those of you that do not know, Fran will be moving to Florida to pursue a cottage on the beach and a city manager job in a city of about 9,000. It's going to be a little simpler life. And she has promised that we're all invited. I'm not done yet. What's cool about Fran is that she hates being the center of attention. And this is my way of torturing you for leaving. Fran is a team builder. She's a team developer. To her credit, she brings unparalleled ethics and does not waver from those ethics. She is committed 100% to making her team a better, ethical team that delivers results. She introduced this idea of performance metrics on budgeting. And at first, there was some discomfort because it was a culture change for San Leandro. But Fran's not one to be afraid. And she made it very clear, this is where we're going. And so I want to recognize you, Fran, for not only the development of team, but holding your team accountable, driving change throughout the organization. Know that you will be missed. Okay. We're almost done because now I'm going to start asking. Let's talk about stormwater. Despite our increased financial success at getting grants in Washington, Sacramento, we're still facing financial challenges. Period. Full stop. Last year, I promised you that we would be transparent with the total cost of running a city. I shared at that time that I already knew the challenge with respect to our stormwater fee. And to be very direct, we have a cost of service fee that has never increased in over 30 years. How can that be? I'm looking at the waste management folks. Have costs gone up? We know that we cannot be blinded to the reality that costs for salaries, for materials, all costs have gone up over the last
30 years. We all know the truth. The purchasing power of the stormwater fee has fallen by more than 50%. During that same time, the state of California has increased regulatory obligations. And we recognize the value of keeping our shoreline cleaner. That's a good thing. But we must also recognize the cost imposed by those regulations. So how are we dealing with this? We're dealing with it transparently. We've provided you an information sheet, I think through the newspaper, on our website. You might have gotten an email. We're blasting in lots of different ways this information. And it's about our proposed amendment. In terms of dollar amounts, the proposed increases are a modest but necessary increase to enable regulatory compliance and investment in high priority projects. And while the dollar changes are nominal, some manipulative people will highlight the percentage change. This is outrageous. It's a 100% increase. But then fail to tell you that it's only $25 a year. So I ask that you please appreciate our transparency, acknowledge that the cost of service has increased significantly over the last 30 years, and support our efforts to amend the stormwater fee so that it more closely reflects the cost of actually delivering the service. You have my commitment that we will continue digging. We will make sure that we are transparent with you and that we understand the full cost of running a city. And as we're learning things that we hadn't shared before, we will share them with you. Thank you in advance for your support. My second and final ask. As you may remember, previous city councils established reserves to account for and to address the looming spike in pension costs and other retiree benefits. This investment in financial infrastructure started the process of more effectively managing the true cost of running a city. And while still relatively modest, these reserve amounts will offer material help within the next 5 years. But unfortunately, like many other cities, San Leandro faces hundreds of millions of dollars in unfunded liabilities. We talked about it last year, and I'm not going to put up all the numbers again. It's a marathon, not a steeplechase. We have been studying the problem as well as potential solutions. And in fact, one of the largest liabilities is the deferred maintenance on our roads, as reflected in our pavement condition index of 55 as of December 2022. Given the complexity of the need and the multiple approaches for potentially addressing revenue options, I've decided to convene the mayor's working group on revenue enhancement. My ask, please join this group. Share your talents. There are serious needs, and we need the breadth and depth of the community to address this effectively. Our first remote meeting will be on Tuesday, May 14th, and I look forward to your participation. Please sign up. Are you ready to close? The answer is yes. Marathon, not a steeplechase. So in closing, the state of the city is promising. Although we face challenges, the focus and dedication of our city employees and the city council gives me great confidence.
That same focus and dedication assures me that with each step that we take, each project we initiate, we build a stronger, more resilient San Leandro. Based on last year, you know that I will not close without getting your personal commitment. So it should be easy to remember. So let's practice. I say something and you repeat it back. So I'm going to say, tonight, I will meet someone I don't already know. So you say, tonight, I will meet someone I don't already know. Boy, that's a weak commitment. I'm going to try that again. Tonight, I will meet someone I don't already know. This is a great opportunity to look in the row behind you, to the side, and figure out who, in about 2 minutes, you're going to go and meet, because you just made a commitment. So please stand. Okay, Simon says, please stand. I can tell that the bones are creaky and that we need to start walking. We have a dance floor right here. But lucky for you, I won't make you dance. So here we go. We're going to do our repetitions. There are 8 of them. Are you ready? Are you ready? One more time. Are you ready? I will be kind. I will be grateful. I will innovate. I will help my neighbors. I will give more than I take. I will invite someone to live in San Leandro. Oh, that seemed like there was no joy in that statement. I will invite someone to live in San Leandro. Are you ready to lift up San Leandro? Yeah? Then say it. I will lift up San Leandro. But because you're not showing energy, we're going to say, I will lift up San Leandro. Yeah! Okay, are you ready? I will lift up San Leandro. Yeah! 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, you're getting there, but you don't quite have it down. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I will lift up San Leandro. Yeah! I want to see that kind of energy, that kind of spirit on every street, in every home, in every heart, because with that type of love and dedication to our city, we will succeed. We are on the right path. We are making progress. And by working together, we are delivering a brighter, more vibrant, and sustainable future for San Leandro. Thank you for coming out.